Okay, so Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The buzz around it has been, well, kind of nuts, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Passionate debates everywhere. The internet basically exploded.
Totally. And the game itself, critically, it's a massive hit. Everyone loved it. Got that most anticipated game award back in 2023.
It did. But then you get to the ending.
Right, the ending. After the credits rolled, I think a lot of us were just kind of left staring, feeling confused, emotional. So many questions.
Exactly. And what's really interesting, I think, is how deliberate that feeling seems. Square Enix really engineered that ambiguity.
So today, that's what we're doing. A deep dive into that intricate, kind of mind-bending conclusion of Rebirth.
Yeah, and it's not just about figuring out plot points. It's more about, like, trying to decipher reality itself within this game's universe.
Pushing beyond just what happened to understand the why, the how, the implications.
Exactly. Because the stakes, honestly, couldn't be higher. Not just for Cloud and the party, but for the whole planet. Existence itself, maybe?
So our mission here is to wade through all that stuff online. The fan theories, Reddit's been wild.
And the big analyses from gaming sites, official info. We're pulling it all together.
We're going to use these sources like guides, basically. Through this maze of multiverses, broken realities, and the big question, the one?
Hey, Aerith.
Aerith, we want to create that sense of thrilling curiosity, that tension. What is actually going on?
And hopefully you'll leave this with a much deeper understanding, or maybe even better questions to chew on. The foundational lore, the Lifestream, and the planet's existential threat.
Okay, let's get into it. To really grasp Rebirth's ending, we got to start with the basics. The absolute foundation of FFEII's reality. The Lifestream.
Right, and it's easy to just think of it as like a spiritual afterlife place.
Yeah.
But it's so much more fundamental.
How so?
Well, what's really key here is that the Lifestream isn't just spirits floating around. It's presented as this huge, cosmic, ordered flow of spiritual energy. Ordered. It stretches across all the space and time the planet has ever occupied or ever will. Think of it like the planet's soul, maybe. Its memory, its entire history, all flowing together.
Like a giant spiritual ocean of time and consciousness.
Exactly. It's the blueprint for consciousness, really. And when it's healthy, in its natural state, it's got this well-ordered flow. Distinct points in space, distinct moments in time.
So it allows for a normal timeline, linear experience.
Pretty much. It provides that coherent chronology. It's the bedrock of stable existence. When the Lifestream's okay, reality is okay.
Okay, so it's not infinite. It's not untouchable. That right there, that changes everything. It means it's vulnerable.
Hugely vulnerable. That's crucial. The Lifestream isn't inexhaustible. Energy leaks out. Slowly, maybe, but it does. Well, either through just natural stagnation over eons, like anything. It has a cycle.
Okay.
Or, much more concerningly, through Shinra sucking out Mako with their reactors. That's the unnatural drain.
Right, the Mako energy everyone's fighting over, it comes directly from the Lifestream.
Directly. And this constant drain, it's not just pollution or resource depletion. It's an existential crisis for the planet.
How bad?
As the Lifestream gets weaker, approaches its end, the planet itself starts to break down. Space-time gets weird, erratic. It's not just life that's threatened, it's existence itself. Reality phrase.
Wow. Okay, so what happens then, at the very end?
Well, a few possibilities based on the wider lore. The Lifestream could be returned to some cosmic source, maybe helped along by entities like Chaos or Omega Weapon.
Which we've seen hints of.
Right. Or it could get absorbed by another planet nearby, like what might have happened with the Jizzy civilization's planet.
Or Jenova.
Or Jenova could just consume it, wipe it out, erase it completely.
So you don't just die, you're erased from all time, past, present, future.
That's the horror. That's the ultimate stake in all of this. Not just saving people, but saving existence, consciousness, memory itself.
Okay, so the planet's alive, it's vulnerable, it has this soul, but it can defend itself, right? You mentioned its own defense mechanism, like an immune system.
That's a perfect analogy, yeah.
Yeah.
So how does it protect itself from being corrupted or hijacked or just messed with?
The whispers from Remake, those floaty ghost things?
Exactly. The arbiters of fate, the whispers, they are basically physical manifestations of the planet's will to survive, to maintain its proper timeline.
So they're like cosmic course correctors.
That's their job. They exist all through the Lifestream, sensing any aberrations, anything deviating from the intended, ordered chronology, and they step in to fix it, put destiny back on track.
They're the planet's last line of defense against anyone trying to mess with time and space.
Precisely. It's primary and final defense against sophisticated tampering. Understanding them is so critical because
Well, we defeated them.
at the end of Remake, the party broke through the Whisper Harbinger, defied fate.
Right. They shattered the planet's ultimate safeguard, opened the door to infinite possibility, sure, but also to absolute chaos. Those guardrails are gone now.
And that leads us straight to the guy who wants to exploit that chaos more than anyone. It brings us directly to Sephiroth and his terrifyingly different plan for what happens next. The tension's already building, just knowing he's now unbound. 2, Sephiroth's terrifying ambition, corrupting and controlling destiny.
And Sephiroth, it gets really interesting, like you said, when you dig into his motivation. It's not just power for power's sake. It's this deep primal fear he has.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
His core motivation underneath everything is this consuming fear of annihilation, of being forgotten.
Not just dying, but ceasing to exist entirely.
Exactly. Physical death is one thing, but being reabsorbed into the life stream, potentially losing his unique identity, his sense of self, that's unthinkable to him. He sees himself as special, singular. He thinks he deserves eternity.
So he wants to break the cycle, the natural cycle of life, death, planets fading.
He wants to shatter it, his ultimate goal. Claim the planet, claim its life stream, take complete control over its destiny, stop it from ever rejoining that cosmic cycle of, obliteration and rebirth.
He wants to be the eternal master of this reality.
Pretty much. And to do that, he needs to stop 2 things. The planet running out of energy naturally over time.
This stagnation.
Right, and the energy being used up by humans via Mako.
Wiping out humanity solves the second one easily enough for him, I guess. Grim, but simple.
Yeah, but stopping the natural decay, controlling that stagnation, that requires total dominion over the planet's deepest functions, over the life stream itself. It's a bid for godhood, essentially, driven by fear.
And his method for doing this, you mentioned it's like Advent children, but worse, weaponizing sorrow.
It is. And this is where Rebirth really dials up the horror, adding that multiverse layer. His plan, like an AC, is to harvest negative emotions, despair, anger, hatred, from everyone.
And use that negativity to, what?
Right.
Poison the life stream?
To corrupt it, turn it into something compatible with him, with Jenova's influence. But Rebirth adds this terrifying new strategy, fragmenting the life stream, breaking it into multiple worlds.
Okay.
It makes the life stream more vulnerable. Instead of trying to corrupt one massive flowing river, he can attack countless smaller streams simultaneously.
A multi-pronged attack on reality itself.
Exactly. He can terrorize all these layers at once, reaping way more negative energy much faster. It's a cosmic harvest of pain.
We actually see this, don't we, at the Forgotten Capital?
We get a really stark visual. Sephiroth literally rips open a portal to another world, starts pulling his life stream in.
And you see it turn red.
Yeah, he isolates the pain, the anger, turns it that distinct awful red and corrupts it into his own thing, his black life stream.
Black life stream. So devoid of anything positive.
Completely stripped. No joy, no love, no hope. Just amplified rage, sorrow, hatred, and those negative emotions. They sync perfectly with the powers he gets from Jenova.
So if he can turn the entire life stream black.
He can control it utterly, prevent its natural decay, its entropy, basically lock it into a state of eternal, hateful preservation under his command.
Wow. So this isn't just good versus evil, it's a fight over the very nature of existence, emotion, consciousness.
It fundamentally reframes the conflict. It's philosophical horror, almost. He wants to reshape the planet's soul in his own image.
Which brings us back to Aerith, her death, that moment. It's not just tragedy and rebirth, it's strategic for him.
It's the focal point. The Forgotten Capital isn't just a place, it's the designated spot where Sephiroth plans to reunite all those fragmented worlds, draw in all that harvested negativity, and start corrupting the main lifestream confluence.
And Aerith's death is the spark, the catalyst.
It's designed to be the nexus of that event, a symbol generating immense negative emotion, not just from the party.
But from us, the players.
That's what the sources suggest, that fourth wall break. He's literally trying to harness our grief, our memories of the original, our shock, our sadness.
Deeply unsettling.
It makes you question everything. Your own emotional response becomes part of his toolkit. It's an incredibly insidious layer of manipulation, adding this chilling tension to that pivotal scene. Are we feeding the villain by feeling sad? 3. The great ambiguity. Aerith's fate, death or deception.
Okay, this is it. The absolute core of the debate, the question lighting up every forum. Did Aerith die? Or did Cloud actually save her somehow?
Right, the ending is just masterful in its vagueness.
Ah.
So deliberately constructed to leave you right on the fence.
They want us arguing about this. They want the uncertainty.
Absolutely. And they give us compelling evidence for both sides, like that visual cue we keep seeing, the rainbow effect.
Yeah, what is that exactly? It pops up a few times.
In pretty much every other instance it appears, it signals a world-crossing event, a moment where realities intersect or branch. The game trains you to see it that way.
Okay, so when Cloud swings his sword at the altar...
To block Sephiroth's descending Masamune, we see that rainbow effect return. It blooms out, forms this dome of light around them.
A reality shift happening right there.
That's the implication. And from that moment, while they're at the altar, Cloud seems to exist in two superimposed worlds at once. We get flashes of both.
Two possibilities playing out.
Looks like it. In one version, Aerith's ribbon gets cut, but crucially, Sephiroth's blade doesn't hit her before Cloud parries. She's unharmed.
And in the other?
The original tragedy. Sephiroth impales her. The game even uses different angles for the sword sticking in the altar floor to visually distinguish these two moments.
Subtle details meaning everything.
And that new world, the one where she wasn't impaled, it's consistently marked by that rainbow light, a visual tag for the branched reality.
Okay, so in this rainbow-lit, branched world, Aerith is alive.
Unconscious but alive. Cloud's cradling her. But then, it gets messy.
How so?
Cloud starts seeing flashes of the other world, the original tragedy, where he's kneeling over her body.
But those flashes look different, right? That filter.
Yeah, they have that distinct Jenova filter, that greenish, glitchy look the game uses to signal manipulated memories or perceptions, Jenova's influence.
So Sephiroth is forcing Cloud to see the tragedy, even though maybe it didn't happen in this branch, to mess with him.
That's the strong interpretation. To break him, harvest that sorrow anyway. Sephiroth even comments on the confluence of negative emotions swirling around.
But says Cloud can't feel it.
Right, in his current state. Because arguably Cloud is guarded against despair right then. Think about his limit gauge in the fight that follows.
It doesn't fill up like the others. They're enraged, devastated.
Because they clearly saw her die. Cloud, in this branched moment, maybe didn't experience that same immediate, undeniable shock and rage. His reality was different. That divergence is key.
And Lifestream Aerith is involved here too, helping out.
Oh, absolutely. She appears, helps Cloud in the big fight, gives him foresight. She even saves Zack from a different dying world.
So when Sephiroth says, I underestimated Aerith,
he likely means both things. Her power to save Zack and her ability to interfere right at the altar, preventing Cloud from completely breaking down, shielding him, thwarting Sephiroth's immediate goal.
Okay, so battle ends. Lifestream Aerith fades back into the Lifestream. But then later, Cloud sees her again, standing there, alive.
This is where it gets really confusing for the player, Back at the Forgotten Capital after the fight, Cloud sees that New World version again, superimposed, and he awakens the unconscious Aerith.
And importantly, no Lifestream particles around her.
Exactly, no green glow, which heavily suggests this is a physical, living Aerith he's interacting with in that moment. She wakes up, seems like a win.
But then the scene by the spring, with the others.
Things get tricky again. Cloud's with the party, heading out. He gets a headache, sees a flashback, Aerith falling, the white materia bouncing away.
And that flashback looks real, sepia tone.
Yep, sepia tone, which the game uses for actual memories. And it matches what we saw in the Rainbow World, the deflected blow. But then a green tint flashes over it.
Jenova messing with the memory? Or Sephiroth?
Suggesting tampering, and right at that moment, Aerith appears beside Cloud.
But this Aerith, she doesn't have the green particles either, right? But the theory is she's Lifestream Aerith projecting.
That's a leading theory. That even without the obvious Lifestream glow, this is her spirit, her consciousness, reaching out only to Cloud. Or maybe it's his desperate hope made manifest.
But Red the Third senses her.
And that throws a wrench in the pure hallucination idea. Red, being attuned to the planet, etc. He looks over, reacts. It suggests something tangible, external, even if only Cloud fully perceives her. As someone on Reddit put it, if Red can sense her, it's not just in Cloud's head.
So, which is it? Is Cloud seeing a real branched reality where she lived? Or are his clouded eyes, as Sephiroth taunts, making him see things? A delusion, Jenova's trick.
That is the million-dollar question. That's the core ambiguity. Is he seeing truth, or is he profoundly broken? And the genius is, the game forces us, the players, into that same uncertainty. We don't know what to believe either.
We're right there with Cloud, questioning everything.
Exactly. It promises one hell of a reveal in Part 3, doesn't it? The tension is almost unbearable. 4. The multiverse of madness. Stamps, splits, and a scarred sky.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Beyond just Aerith's fate, there's this whole multiverse thing going on. Hints dropped everywhere, like different Stamp the dog designs.
Yeah, those seemingly minor details are actually huge clues. This is where the world building just explodes, and the stakes for the whole trilogy go through the roof.
So Stamp isn't just Shinra propaganda, he's a reality marker.
Pretty much. Each different design, Beagle, Terrier, Pug, Shiba, acts like a label for a distinct universe, a different timeline.
So we have our main one, the Beagle universe, where most of Rebirth happens.
Right. In Zack's initial timeline, that seems to be the Terrier one. The Pug universe is where Zack saves Biggs briefly.
And Shiba is where he couldn't decide.
Yeah, illustrating how choices, even small ones, can cause these splits. Each stamp design hints at the nature or fate of its reality.
And the Spitz universe, that one seemed important.
Very significant. That's the dying world, the one on the brink, where Cloud and Aerith end up temporarily.
And Aerith physically opens a portal from there to send Cloud back.
She does. Physically interacts with the boundary between worlds to get Cloud back to the main Beagle timeline, just escaping Sephiroth.
Which tells us these barriers between worlds are weaker now.
Definitely paper thin, as the analysis puts it. They used to be thought impenetrable, but now people are slipping between them.
Why? Is it Sephiroth doing it, or did we do it? By beating the Whispers.
That's the big question. The cause is ambiguous. Maybe Sephiroth is actively tearing down the walls. Or maybe defeating the Harbinger just fundamentally broke the dimensional stability. The why is less clear than the what.
And the what is that multiple universes are now interacting constantly.
It's becoming routine, almost mundane in a terrifying way. Cloud and Aerith pop into Spitz. Aerith sends Cloud back. Zack gets thrown into a void by Sephiroth, then reappears on a fragment of the Sector 5 church in another dying world.
And Sephiroth himself, he's everywhere.
He seems to be straddling all the worlds, yeah. Fighting the main party in Beagle, fighting Cloud and Zack in that weird final destination space.
And fighting Zack again at the end of another world.
Right. He's not bound to one timeline, which makes him exponentially more dangerous.
And things that happen to him in one world affect him in others.
That's one of the most unsettling parts. Damage carries over. Remember when Cloud and Zack slice off one of Sephiroth Reborn's horns in their fight?
Yeah, in that void place.
Moments later, in the Beagle universe fight, that same horn just flies off him. The party even says it felt like someone is helping them.
So actions in one reality directly impact another. The walls are really down.
Completely. The fates of these worlds are tangled now. It deepens the mystery, raises the stakes, makes you wonder how interconnected everything truly is.
And all these other worlds, these dying realities, they share that visual cue, right? The scar in the sky.
That's the other huge, ominous visual. Every alternate universe we visit, except our main Beagle one, has it. This giant, menacing crack looming over Midgar, a symbol of doom.
Like the sky itself is broken.
Exactly. And Sephiroth even rubs it in. The planet encompasses a multitude of worlds. Some quickly perish, while others endure. Yet even the most resilient worlds are doomed to fade. He knows they're dying.
And the people in those worlds know it too.
Oh yeah. They're despairing, talking about things they'll never get to do. The Maker reactors are sputtering out. It's the planet's final breaths. Sephiroth taunts Aerith for hiding in a world that has accepted its fate. Bleak doesn't even cover it.
But the most disturbing part is at the very end, in our world.
Right at the very end of Rebirth, Cloud looks up, and he sees the scar. In the sky above their Midgar, in the Beagle universe.
But only him. The others see a clear sky.
Only Cloud sees it. Tifa, Barrett, everyone else, they see a normal sky. This is huge. It suggests Cloud's perception, his reality, has fundamentally shifted.
So is he now straddling worlds too, seeing the doom of the alternate reality where Aerith might have lived, maybe superimposed on his own?
That's one theory. That seeing the Aerith lives reality somehow brings its potential doom, its scar, into his perception. Because maybe saving her is the aberration that dooms that world.
Or he's completely losing it. His mind is fractured, making him an unreliable narrator.
That's the other terrifying possibility. The scar isn't real for this world. It's a symptom of his broken mind. It leaves you, the player, reeling. What is real anymore? The tension is immense. V-Cloud's fractured mind. Delusion, deception, or deeper truth.
Which brings us right back to Cloud himself. Is he our hero, glimpsing a terrifying multiversal truth? Or is he breaking down, just like he did before with Zack's memories? Is his mind the real, final battleground?
That's the crux of it, isn't it? The core ambiguity that the community is wrestling with. And a lot of theories do lean towards Cloud basically forcing himself to believe.
Believing he saved Aerith because he can't handle the alternative, like with Zack.
Exactly, projecting his desires onto reality. People point to that music when Aerith appears by the spring. Some describe it as creepy or unsettling.
And her dialogue, feeling a bit off.
Yeah, seeming maybe a bit too calm, or saying things that feel slightly out of character, like passively saying she needs to stay and pray. Is that really Aerith? Or is it a comforting illusion Cloud's mind is creating?
So the delusion theory folks think his mind just snapped, couldn't process the trauma.
Pretty much. That his already fragile psyche, thanks to Mako poisoning and Jenova cells, just couldn't take Aerith's death, so it constructed a reality where it didn't happen. Sephiroth even taunts him about his clouded eyes, not seeing reality.
And if that's true, Part 3 is going to be devastating.
Oh, absolutely. And sets up this massive tearjerker realization moment, as one source put it. Cloud, probably with Tifa's help again, having to finally confront and accept the truth, that Aerith did die.
And leaving out the burial scene from the original, that feels deliberate then, to make that future realization hit harder.
It feels very intentional. Holding back that definitive moment of closure builds incredible tension. We're all bracing for that potential heartbreak.
But hang on, there's the other side too. Evidence he is seeing something real?
Definitely. The multiverse perception theory has strong points. Those consistent visual cues, the rainbow light meaning world crossing, the sepia flashbacks meaning real memories.
The game sets up a visual language. You can't just ignore it when it applies to Aerith, right?
That's the argument.
Yeah.
Plus, Cloud has perceived other timelines before. Remember the gold saucer? He had that clear vision of Marlene with Zack and Aerith in a coma in Zack's world. That wasn't presented as just a hallucination.
It was shown as a genuine glimpse into another reality.
Right, so he might have a latent ability to perceive these other worlds. And the music. That eerie Lifestream motif could just signify Lifestream Aerith's presence, not necessarily a creepy hallucination. It's ambiguous.
So if he's delusional, his journey is about accepting reality. If he's perceiving truth, his journey is about, what? Navigating these broken realities.
Exactly. Two vastly different potential character arcs for Part 3. Monumental internal struggle versus maybe trying to fix a multiverse or protect the reality where Aerith lives. The stakes are huge either way.
And Aerith's behavior in those final scenes. It's key to figuring this out, isn't it? Is she calm because she's Lifestream Aerith? Or is it a manipulation?
It's hotly debated. Her calmness, saying she'll stay behind, reusing dialogue. Is this Lifestream Aerith guiding him? Is it the newly alive Aerith from the branch timeline? Or is it Jenova?
Jenova mimicking Aerith to mess with Cloud, to drive him further away from his friends by making him seem crazy.
That's a really dark possibility. A targeted illusion to break him completely. And again, Redicate then sensing something makes the pure delusion theory harder to swallow for many. It suggests an external presence.
Could we see like a Aerith versus Aerith thing in Part 3? Different versions or illusions?
It's definitely on the table now. The ambiguity opens up so many possibilities, keeps that curiosity burning.
Okay.
But the main point is, the game puts you in Cloud's shoes, questioning everything you see. What's real? What's manipulation? It's brilliant, if agonizing.
Eshex, the master manipulator.
Sephiroth's harvest of negative emotions.
Okay, so if Cloud's mind is this battleground, Sephiroth isn't just fighting on it, he's practically the architect of the war zone. He's actively preying on all this pain and confusion.
Oh, absolutely. He's the ultimate strategist here. His goal isn't just survival, it's total domination by chaining the Lifestream to his will, fueled by negativity.
And he needs Cloud for this, not just for the black materia.
Cloud is critical, yes, for the materia, but potentially for something more insidious.
Yeah.
There's this theory that Cloud could act as a sort of backup thumb drive for Sephiroth's consciousness.
Excuse me, a thumb drive.
Because of Cloud's Jenova cells,
Yeah.
his connection to Sephiroth, his intense hatred. That hatred could make Cloud himself infectious to the Lifestream. If Sephiroth's main form was destroyed, he could potentially persist or spread through Cloud.
That raises the stakes for Cloud's mental battle even higher. His soul is literally on the line.
Completely. And Sephiroth knows how to push Cloud's buttons. He constantly uses Jenova cells to manipulate perceptions, create illusions, twist memories.
Like with Glenn in the Wutai plot.
Exactly. He's actively trying to reignite the war between Shinra and Wutai. He says it himself. What else creates more negative energy and emotion than a war? He wants that planet-wide suffering.
And revealing Glenn was just him pulling the strings.
It shows how deep his manipulation goes, orchestrating massive geopolitical conflict just to farm despair for his black Lifestream. makes you wonder what else he's secretly behind. The tension about his unseen influence is huge.
So the idea that he might let Cloud save Aerith in one timeline just to crush that hope later, that fits his MO perfectly.
It's classic psychological torture, isn't it? Create a branch timeline, let Cloud have his victory, then maybe merge it back, erase it, or reveal it's doomed anyway. Negate the triumph, deepen the despair.
That laugh he does after Cloud deflects the sword at the altar.
Chilling. Many interpret that as him knowing it doesn't matter. Whether she dies then or the hope is crushed later, he gets the negative emotions regardless. Or worse, maybe the last means the branching itself was a success. Now he has two timelines to potentially harvest from.
Every victory feels potentially tainted.
Exactly. Now, Cloud does resist breaking down completely in that final confrontation, thanks in part to Lifestream Aerith's help.
Which is why Sephiroth says he underestimated Aerith.
Right. She temporarily thwarted his plan to turn Cloud into an empty vessel right then and there. But Sephiroth isn't defeated. He'll just use Cloud's confusion, his potential delusion, his fractured state later.
So the fight continues just on a psychological level.
It transforms everything. Every battle, every choice isn't just about survival, it's about mental integrity, resisting despair, resisting manipulation. The real war is for the soul of the planet and the minds of its heroes. Sephiroth is playing the long game. 7. Beyond the main path, deepening character, world, and experience.
Okay, we've spent a lot of time on the ending's complexity, the lore, the ambiguity, but Rebirth isn't just that ending, right? The whole game builds towards it, deepens our connection.
No, absolutely. That huge, sprawling open world, all those side quests, even the combat system, it all works together to build that tension, foster that curiosity, and make the main story's emotional beats hit harder for you.
It makes you care more about what happens.
Exactly. And Rebirth does a fantastic job expanding on characters who maybe didn't get as much spotlight in the original, right? Yuffie, Vincent, Red the Third Earth, Kate Sith.
Yeah, they feel much more fleshed out. Their stories, their reasons for being there.
And a lot of that comes through the side quests. They aren't just fetch quests. Many are really narrative-focused, sometimes with unique gameplay, always giving you personal moments with the characters.
And they affect your relationships, right? The bonding system.
Yeah, completing quests for specific characters boosts your relationship, which influences certain scenes later, like the Gold Saucer date. It makes you feel like you're really building connections.
Like Aerith's Flowers from the Hill quest. It's not just about finding flowers.
No, it delves into memory, legacy, the planet's cycle, themes that make her fate feel even more poignant later. It reinforces what's at stake for her, for the Cetra.
Or Tifa's quest with the card game, showing her determination. Right, highlighting why she's so vital for Cloud's stability. These quests add layers, make the characters feel real, so when the multiverse stuff hits the fan, you're deeply invested in their individual struggles.
And the combat. It feels like every character is genuinely needed.
It really does. That hybrid system, real-time action, plus the ATB strategy is so well-tuned. Every character feels unique and essential.
Cloud's Punisher mode for offense-defense. Tifa staggering enemies.
Barrett's range support and tanking. Aerith's powerful magic zones, Red 13th's vengeance tanking, Yuffie's ninja versatility with her clone.
Even Kate Sith and his unpredictable Moogle.
Yeah, it forces you to think strategically, engage with the whole team's dynamic. It raises the stakes in every fight because you have to master everyone to succeed. You feel like you're truly fighting alongside them.
And the music. Oh man, the music.
8 discs. It's incredible. It does so much heavy lifting emotionally. You've got the big nostalgic tracks, the fun, energetic ones.
Like Red's dance music.
Exactly. But it's also the subtle stuff. The haunting themes when reality feels unstable. The specific melodies tied to Aerith's moments. It underscores the mystery, the hope, the dread.
It just amplifies everything.
Totally. It creates the mood, ensures that even with all the complex plot threads, the emotional core remains powerful and personal for you. All these elements, the world, the quests, the combat, the music, they make Rebirth more than just a story. It's an experience that makes that ambiguous ending resonate so deeply. 8. The developer's intent. Engineering and enduring mystery.
Okay, putting it all together, it's blindingly obvious. Square Enix wanted us scratching our heads at the end of Rebirth. This wasn't an accident. The ambiguity was the goal.
It seems incredibly deliberate, yes. A calculated choice.
So what does that tell us about how they're approaching this whole remake project and maybe how they view the fans?
Well, it feels like a testament to their desire to do two things at once.
Yeah.
Really excite the original fans, give them something deep to chew on, but also craft a story that grabs newcomers.
And the best way to do that is leave things open to interpretation. spark debate.
Exactly. They wanted this vibrant dialogue, this constant theory crafting online. And boy, did they get it. The community hasn't stopped talking since release. It's not just storytelling, it's fostering an active, engaged fan base.
And the game's success, the awards, it's all amplified by this non-stop discussion about the ending.
For sure. That deliberate vagueness around Aerith, around Cloud's reality, the multiverse, it guarantees the conversation keeps going, keeps the hype alive leading into Part 3.
They basically handed us Schrodinger's Aerith and said, okay, figure it out.
Pretty much. They're transforming our own grief, our speculation, our debates into part of the experience itself. Even little things like the meta-commentary and the gold saucer date sequence.
Yeah, that felt like the devs acknowledging how weird it is to revisit and remake something so beloved.
Right. It shows they're aware of the weight of expectation. This ambiguity isn't just plot. It's a meta-narrative strategy.
So it's not just confusion for confusion's sake. It's building tension, building anticipation for the final act.
That seems to be the core function. It puts you, the player, squarely in Cloud's clouded eyes. You're forced to wonder what's real, just like him.
Setting up that epic realization moment in the final game, when the truth finally comes out.
Whatever that truth may be, whether it's the devastating acceptance of Delusion, the triumph of saving her, or something even stranger, the whole experience is designed to keep us guessing, keep us invested, keep us on the edge of our seats.
As frustrating as it can be sometimes, it's working, isn't it?
Oh, it's definitely working. The wait for Part 3 feels almost like part of the game itself now. It's a bold move, creating a mystery designed to endure for years. Outro. So, yeah, if you look at the big picture, that Rebirth ending, it's really a masterclass in building that tension, that curiosity, not just for the characters inside the game, but for us. We're participants now, trying to piece together this giant puzzle.
Right. So where does that leave us? What does it all mean for Cloud, for Aerith, for the planet? We dove into the Lifestream secrets, Sephiroth's terrifying multiverse plan, Aerith may be death, Cloud's may be sanity.
It's a lot. Everything feels precarious. Her fate, the planet's survival, Cloud's mental state.
Yeah.
It all hangs in the balance. It promises an absolutely unforgettable conclusion.
One that could completely reframe how we understand this whole story.
Definitely. And as we're all waiting, maybe the deepest dive now is into our own hopes and expectations. What do we want the truth to be?
Yeah. What outcome would hit hardest? And how does wanting a certain ending maybe cloud our judgment? Just like Cloud's eyes might be clouded.
Are we projecting too? Is Aerith really alive in that other world? Is Cloud truly lost in a delusion he needs saving from?
Or is Sephiroth pulling strings we haven't even seen yet, setting up something even more twisted across all these timelines?
The story's not just happening on screen anymore, is it? It's living in our heads, in all these theories and debates.
We'll keep those theories coming, keep the conversation alive. We'll definitely be back to unpack whatever reality Part 3 throws at us.
Can't wait. It's going to be wild.